And the Shanghai port actually, in the 7 years in a row, become the largest and also the busiest port.
现在我们飞过的就是上海最年轻的码头——南港码头。
Right now we are flying over. This is Nangang Port. This is also the youngest one, just around 10 years old this year.
它到底是什么呢？
So look at the white ceilings or the white items. Do you know what it is? Actually, that's the shade for the wind turbines. And you look at the colorful cars.
发往世界各地。
And they are actually will be loaded here
世界最先进的
on the board to the ship to around the world. And also, of course, the new vehicles will also be on board
我们来到
to the ships and so to the worldwide.
这里集聚了像
Right now, we're coming to these working areas.
船、上汽
So we have a lot of the CRC and the Shanghai Automobile Groups and other big names all have their factories here. So in each and every place, you can see they all representing or telling a story of a China made. And we talk about the C919 as a homemade airplane. And also we talk about the cutting edge technologies
而成为上海自贸
and a lot of cutting edge products all born here.
更具
And we also have
竞争力的特殊竞争
a more world competitive special economic zones here. I believe you look at this vast place, there will be a new burst, new hope from here. So I believe that's really the fertile land for the startups. So we believe the last scene, actually, that's the Lingan chip factory. And also you can see a little part, that's the Tesla factory. So Tesla factory started this January for establishment. Let's unveil the curtain to look at this exactly how it looks like. So
好的，那站在特斯拉上海超级工厂里，一个很
right now we go live to our correspondent. So we bring you this is the really the largest factory. So we talk about this is around 121 football courts, and this is a Tesla factory, and of course divided into different stages. And every year it's established to produce around 150,000 new vehicles. So we will talk about the Model 3 will be off the assembly line. It's so fast. Starting from this year, just establish the factories, and by the end of this year, we'll roll off a Model 3 car. So of course, everything is right now
来俯瞰整个超级工厂。
keep it in the secret, so it's not allowed to take you inside the factory. But I can really tell you it's so magnificent. It's a really large areas, so they have basically 4 different procedures.
太神秘了，
So the factory is also divided into 4
我们大致能够看出，
parts.
房内已经开始安装。
But look at all these pictures.
那其中就包括
They have the assembly lines, also the robotic arms,
车身部件的。由此也可以看出，
and also they have the equipment
那就在离
to
现场200
producing the cars like the punching machines.
项目组合所在地。
Around 2 meters away from us, that's the a home base. Around 300 staff from home and abroad, they're working here to give the support of the establishment of the factories. So Tesla also allocated their experts here. So this is a super factory for Tesla, and this is also the first factory outside its U.S. base. So to China, this is the first foreign invested new vehicle factory. There are a lot of number ones, a lot of firsts behind this factory. I believe that's also give the credit to the Shanghai municipal government because they're doing a great job to attract foreign investment. We look at just within 3 days. So the whole project actually finished the application, and they select the places, and within 5 months they finish the whole procedure of administration. Normally, this kind of project needs 15 months. And 6 months from the signing the contract to establish the factories, it just spent 6 months. So right now we look at this as a pilot free trade zones, and we talk about the facilities, utilities, and the government actually give a lot of support in these areas. So we talk about opening up this word. I believe right here it add and rich its meaning, and we also know there a new policies released to establish the whole factory, and also, of course, the measures given to these areas. And in the future, we for sure will see more and more startups, and also the cutting-edge technology factories will make their home here. And this is a Lingang new area, and we talk about the liberation of the transportation, human resources, investment, trade. We can say, it's fair to say that this will be a fertile land for the foreign companies to exchange and also doing business here. This is a future land and also a fertile land, full of expectation. So starting from 2013, Shanghai established the first pilot free trade zones, and they also roll out their experience to other areas. I believe these new areas will upgrade the scope and scale of free trade zones. So Shanghai welcomes you. Of course, there are a lot of different ways to make you involvement here. And we also look at the other areas to look at how we can better understand the Shanghai speed. As we know, Shanghai actually serves as the most influential economic, financial, international trade and cultural centers. And we also know the Shanghai Stock Exchange this year is also celebrated a historical milestone on June 13, and also start trade in July. So this is the star market, I believe. That this is actually a board for the science and technology companies. So we believe there will be a new tech giants will be born from the star market, and that will also bring a new round of reform to the financial market and capital market. So this is not only a board, I believe that's also a pilot of reform and transformation. Talking about the reform and transformation, Shanghai also have a lot of other projects, and also we talk about the Yangtze integrated plan. That's also another case. We talk about the area that's the Yangtze River Delta. Actually, that's all covered for the free of this development fees. And also you talk about if you take the subway of line 11 and from Jiangsu Kunshan, and you can arrive to Shanghai. So they also talk about a lot of roads, transportation lines. They're actually all interconnected. And we talk about the hospitals also can have the settlement of hospital fees in different areas. So this is actually very convenient among these Yangtze River Delta. In May this year, and this integrated plan also released. We talk about the integrated plan with high quality development will be the key word for Shanghai. And right now you can see they also right now working on the action plan, and also they will speed up to put all this plan into real actions. So this is not only for free of logistic costs, and it's also look at the interconnectivity, and they also have an integrated plan not only for business, for transportation, and also for green development. We give you more coverage here, and let's go live to our correspondent Boqing. So can we look at a little bit of the green development pilot free trade zone? I believe that's also demonstration zone, right? Yes. So talking about where I am now. I'm here at the Yangtze River Delta. So you can see on the right-hand side, that's Zhejiang, and on the left-hand side, that is Jiangsu, and the other side is Shanghai. So we talk about the Yangtze River Green Integrated Plan Development. is really under our focus, and right now the government working on the implementation plan. So we talk about the eco and green development. That will be the key words. So right now we are here. Look at the Taipu. Look at the two banks, all covered by green. And I believe this is also the best season to travel around here. And you look at the river quality, also quite good. So 1 month ago, we look at upstream and downstream related authorities. They already start the work on the river sections. And this is the ships that from the authorities. Basically, they're saying that Shanghai, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, there are 66 large or small rivers. So before I came here, and last year they didn't have these numbers. Right now they also shared the data and also share all the resources. Look, there are more than 66 rivers actually in these adjacent areas, and make sure they all can reach this coordinated development. And very soon we're coming to the areas that basically provide the drinking water to the Shanghai population. So you can see Jinze Reservoir will be and should be the safest place because that provides the drinking water for the population. So the local governments also work really hard to clean the polluted corpse. So basically, the drinking water is safe and guaranteed. And to the north of the reservoir, very soon there will be the Huawei R&D Center. Very soon it will also become the R&D center and a hub for smart technologies. So we look at a lot of roads is connected and also river connected. A lot of resources are also shared. We believe the Yangtze River Delta will also become a demonstration area in terms of economic and environment protection. I really can feel your passion, and also you think you feel so proud. Thank you. Welcome back. You're right now tuning in with CGTN New Media in honor of the 70th anniversary of the founding of the PRC on October 1st. A series of live shows will take you to different parts of China. Today we give you Shanghai. So a lot of people pay a visit here to Shanghai to remember why they started and also pursue their dream. And we are coming to the first DA conference that's for the CBC Central Committee. I'm from Wenzhou, 21 years as a party member. From Jiangxi Jinggangshan with 25 years as a party member. I'm from Shanghai, and be a party member for 63 years. So this is the museum, and basically my mom didn't really have a good life and also received a lot of barriers. So every time if I had time and my son just came back from United States, I say we should go there. And he feels so happy. I believe this is really a firm belief. I believe this is something our young generation should have. We talk right now the happy life. We should let the next generation know exactly where it comes from. We should have this really firm perseverance to create a better China. There are a lot of the wars, battles, bloods actually to gain today's achievement. We should know where we came from. And I believe we should also take that aspiration into our minds and we also pursue the happy life for our people and also achieve China's rejuvenation. We look at the aspiration from day one. Actually, I'm so touched. I also have new understanding of our party. I really would like to show and express my heartfelt appreciation to the party. So we talk about the way we should really safeguard our aspiration and stay true to our aspiration to seek a better life for our people. And today, basically, we are here at the birthplace of the CPC and to look at and stay true to our aspiration and forge ahead. Look at actually this place always remind people to stay true to your aspiration. We talk about the aspiration actually right now also translate into our real action. We talk about high quality development, high speed development, and also another high means high quality of life. I believe that Shanghai people always have a high standard to pursue a better life. Yes, indeed. In the recent years, you look at their urban development, there are a lot of the open area, open space for the public. I believe that also increase people's sense of gain and happiness. I believe next time you go back to your hometown, Shanghai, not just go to the band and also go to the whole Binjiang lines that's already connected. That's just next to the Huangpu River. I believe that's overall in total is 45 kilometers. Actually, I went there before, especially the off work time. If we go around there in our laser time, actually, I just suggest just let's run. So you either can choose walk, especially for the elder people, and also in the evening time, the whole family actually can spend quite a quality time. You can also play some opera or play with your kids. So from air and water view, let's look at the new landmark of Huangpu River. So let's continue our view from the air to bring you a different view of Shanghai. We are 400 meters high, but you still can feel the wind. And this is a Lupu Bridge. And we come to the Xuhui area. And we look at the Xuhui riverside. That giving you a more old-fashioned historic feature of Shanghai. We talk about Shanghai actually a mix of skyscraper and also its traditional Shanghai style. We talk about before this area is a mining place. Right now we're giving the whole sidelines, the riverside back to the public because this is an open area covered by a lot of green. This is a very nice place and also pay back to the people here. And look at this part of the riverside. This before it's a Longhua Airport, the earliest airport. Longhua Airport also right now is not in service and the whole buildings actually remain. Look at the red ceiling. That's right now also a art gallery. So the old style building right now a home to the cutting edge fantasy of modern art. And I also would like to introduce that we also have our CCTV and the CGTN studio in Shanghai. And we also would like to give the live picture to my colleague. We'll give you another angle to look at Shanghai. And right now we bring you the scene from the water. Right now we are at the river to look at how the future of Binjiang should look like. On my left-hand side, it's around 20 kilometers. I said rivers. Overall, together, of both sides, there's a 45 kilometers long. It's not only the riverside, it's also a very nice place provided for the public. We all know this place, if you make it as a commercial usage, it should really give you a awesome payback. But for Shanghai municipal government, they bring this to the local people. They bring the benefit to the local people. And look at my right-hand side, it's all covered by grain. And we can tell there the white lines and the park, I believe, for the people living here. And also look at the birds. They also take this as their home. And this also help to clean the river here. And we look at the first, the eastern bank. You look at it, this is quite developed commercial building, official building. And here attracted non-financial companies like consulting firms, law firms, modern service companies. I believe all these areas actually position itself different from Lujiazui or other financial centers. So here is more the home, the base for non-financial corps. And look at the western side. And I would like to draw your attention here. So look at there are 8 buildings already finished their constructions. Actually, they are the CCTV and CGTN home base in Shanghai. And besides as the home to the media, actually this is also the home to the sport facilities and also to the media and the film corporation. And we also have the very first 5G 4K centers, I believe, in terms of the telecommunication and also the sports and the culture areas. That will be a new brand, a new name card from Shanghai. So I believe we can feel there are a lot of very nice places for Shanghai people to chill out. And also we talk about the BIF right now going on in Shanghai for really the book lovers. It's your party. I believe during this time, a lot of people showing their passion in reading. And the whole family will join a lot of different events like a new book release events and also talk directly to the writer of the book. I believe that's something called carry forward. And yesterday is the open ceremony of this event. Let's go to the live scene. So right now I'm here giving you this. This is this book fair, and I really like to invite here. This is a big ocean, a vast ocean full of a book, and you also can smell the book. Actually, we talk about the ticket. Never stop our readers from the 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's all very busy scene. People come here to read, to listen, and to buy books. I believe this is a festival for all the people who love reading. Look at more than 500 publishers bring 160,000 books, and there are more than 500 new books released here. And besides this main venue, and we have around 100 sub-venues in Shanghai, and we're also not limited to Shanghai, and we also have other venues in different areas, and we also have online stores. We also have the apps. All these coming together to expand the boundary or push the boundary of the book fair. So we talk about the numbers actually updated every year, but I will also talk about besides the numbers, this is a upgraded and high quality development. So next to me, we're also a event venue. And we talk about actually all these different event venues provide more than thousands of events, like a new book release. They have a workshop, also a opportunity provided to talk directly to the writer. I believe this is really the time for our readers to get more understanding of the books, of the readers. of the writers. I believe that's a attraction to all the readers. This year celebrate the 16th anniversary of the Shanghai Boat Fair. But you can tell people still show their passion in reading. I believe this is something not really changed over the past 16 years. That will be still continue to the next 16 years. I believe this brand or the name card really penetrate to people's day-to-day life and also enrich people's day-to-day lives. So you look at, I'm like reading and I love reading. I love my life. So as our correspondent, so she also showed his really the love to reading, and she also actually a main actress because she is not just a reader, she also a writer. She also released the books. Shanghai indeed is a city that fashion and with a lot of diversity of lifestyles. We talk about the people's life and also manage of the Shanghai city. Do you think one is the new fashion? Of course. I believe this is something we all know around China. This is not a just small thing. I believe this is a biggest thing in our day-to-day life, this garbage sorting. And this is something Shanghai people need to get used to. And this is a new fashion for all the Shanghai people to participate in. I believe every Shanghai people right now learning and also change their lifestyle. We talk about the delivery boys. They talk about actually for the bubble teas, the less bubbles, like for the when they order the food, like the mutton shashlik. They also have a different way of ordering because they know exactly how to minimize the garbage. And also to bring this as their part of their day-to-day routine and also their lifestyle. So for ladies, of course, we need to control or take in. So we talk about we want to really keep fit for ladies. Right now saying I don't want to waste food, and we should really think about how we can eat the food in a smart way and also to do the garbage clarification in a smarter way. So we talk about when you are eating, you will also think about actually these should later on become a wet garbage or dry garbage, and also the way to communicate with your kids. So we should be really patient to really educate your kids. But we talk about there are actually a lot of topic adding in to talk to your kids. And let's look at how a father to talk with their kids. And also in a quite innovative way. So we give you this very nice music work to share with actually his daughter. Let's take a look. So we look at the tissue and even the wet tissue, also dry garbage. We talk about the different ways like the banana skin. So this is a video clip that made by a father to talk about how to do the garbage clarification. So right now we really think about in the different part of the items we talk about right now, we should really follow the rules and understand the rules. I believe this is a really interesting video clip, but actually from this we can see right now the management really right now is conducted in a quite a detailed manner. So we talk about the urban management. People should really good at utilize the modern ways to help them, and should be also patient and also be smart to bring every work in a subtle details in order to improve people's life and quality. And we talk about Shanghai. It's also a new policies here. So we talk about they have the policies to provide more service to the elderly people and take care of the youngest ones, and also for the dilapidated urban housings should be improved. And also we talk about the give more help to the people in poverty. It's very easy to say it, but it's quite hard to bring everything into action. We talk about to really improve and strengthen the housing in the old communities. This is quite a challenging work. And we talk about actually the ancient buildings. There are many, the intensity household living here. We talk about for the household who really like to move from the old house with limited housing areas. They would like to move. So after you moved out, and the space of the moved out household, that also can the areas modified as the kitchens or other usage for the remaining household. So I give you a video clip to get you and help you to understand it better.
黄河路的成兴里建于上世纪20-30年代，是砖木混合结构的石库门里漏。
So this is the old cell and enjoy quite a long history, and this is also the area that should be remained because this represents history and culture. But with these many long years of histories, there are in the very small areas that covered 150 households, just around 10 or 20 square meters for each household, and smallest one just around 4 kilometers. The household really would like to change and upgrade their living standards. So this is really a narrow road to a shared kitchen. So look at the household, actually 4 generations live together in this 13.6 square meters room. So they just would like to have a independent kitchen. We think about the area, actually it's limited, but we think about in this limited areas how to make people living in a better room. So we talk about actually think about if some household would like to leave, then they will receive some a subsidy or allowance, and then the left space will provide as a separate or the independent a kitchen and the washroom for each household. So basically we talk about if you would like to move, then you will receive some allowance, and after you move out, your original home become a space for the remaining household. So they will make this space as a kitchen or a washroom. But of course, a different household have a different requirement. Like this household, they had the issue in ventilation. So based on the previous plan, they had their own kitchen, but you look at after they have this kitchen, it's no ventilation. Everything just block it. So how to really improve the ventilation? So the working group really have this brainstorming and think about the solution. So they really work into the details by centimeters. So think about by every centimeter how they can be better utilized and improved. But I also need to think about the other household. The key issue is ventilation. This is the main issue. So they work very hard to think about the solutions, and they try to explain to the household and also explain to their neighbors. So look at even to the plug, they all have the number to it. 2 days later, Madame Zhang signed her name as approval. She feels so touched and appreciate their hard work. So the remaining 118 households had their customized 118 plans. So all they signed the contract and signed as approval, and they feel very happy. So this is the first trial. And for the second trial, look at they also have a big move day. So there will be no 102 anymore because we moved to number 98. So what waiting them is more decent life, a more high quality life, and they will move back by year 2020. So this is a really touching story. And they also have the programs saying that the Shanghai people, and especially people from urban management authorities, really put themselves in the shoes of each household, because this is also their aspiration. They really want to improve people's life. So talk about actually Shanghai government always has been doing great efforts in this area to improve people's living environment. So not only from the government side of wills, and also really like the household to buy in the plans, and this also helped them to really break their or think in a different way. Actually, their dream can become true. So you can see that just every household to another household, you think about this is actually quite a large population because they're living in this high intensity. So I believe the final goal by the end of the day to improve and increase the sense of gains. Welcome back. You are now watching the CGTN New Media bring you from Shanghai. It is in honor of the 70th anniversary of the founding of the PRC. A series of live shows will take you to different parts of China, and today we bring you Shanghai. So we bring you the different angles. So look at Shanghai. Right now we are flying over Shanghai. Right now we give you the Huangpu River, and here you go. You see the landmarks. Lujiazui. This is the most influential financial center. I believe this is also a quite well-known name card representing Shanghai. Talk about Oriental Pearl Tower. This is so welcomed and popular not only among the Chinese and also among the Westerns. And right now, Shanghai, you look at it, this one is not the tallest one, and you can see there are taller ones next to it. But behind all these skyscrapers, that also represents energy, motivation, vibrant. And this is the Huangpu River. This is also the motherland to all the Shanghai people here. So Huangpu River is running across the Shanghai and divided Shanghai to the eastern and western area. And that's coming to Puxi, that's the western side of Shanghai. So we bring you the very original skyline of Shanghai, and the band actually is here, witness the changes over 100 years of Shanghai, and that change not stopped yet. And this is the People's Square of Shanghai, and you can see very soon we will reach National Convention and Exhibition Center. So this area, actually, I've been here for many times. I didn't see the full picture of this venue, and this is also the first time I believe a lot of our viewers will look at the whole look of the National Convention and Exhibition Center. And I believe this is like a clover, like the four-leaf clover. And last year, November 5th, the first CIIE was successfully held here. And I believe this clover also become the new name card representing Shanghai. So this the first venue for the first CIIE. Very soon, the CIIE is coming to us. And how's the preparation going on? Let's go live to our correspondent inside the venue to talk about how the preparation is going on for the second CIE. So right now inside the clover, last November 5th, the very first import-themed China International Import Expo actually was here. The guests from home and abroad all here witnessed this super expo. And this year, just less than 2 months, the second CIE will be held here again, and that should be a better one for sure. It'll be a larger scope, higher quality, more innovation, and we'll hope to see more results. Right now, more than 60 countries and international organizations confirmed to come, and have more than 10 countries were also confirmed to be as a guest of honor. And you can see more than 250 businesses will have their booths here. And here we'll also expand our size of the exhibition. So you can see more and more business really likes to participate here, and how to make sure they have the place to show themselves. So it gave you an example. So this is exhibition number 1, number 2. Right now they bring another layer. So before just one store, right now they bring a second floor on top of the original one. So that's basically we bring the height into half and add more floor. And talk about this venue, actually is still the largest around the world, but right now they improve their hardware to fulfill the need of CIE. That also demonstrate the attraction of CIE. Right now, everything coming to the sprint speed. All we're doing is want to really let our all guests be satisfied, and we forge ahead, use our first class service and the environment to do a good job to the CIIE. This is also the second CIIE. So from Hongqiao to clovers, they need to first took a subway and also should walk around 500 meters. How we can really save their energy a little bit right now underground. There is a footpath right now is going on for construction. It's not that easy because that should be a coordinated job among different authorities and among different corporations. But after we have all these footpaths in place, by then just take our shuttle bus just within 15 minutes from Hongqiao to the Clover. It can be done and achieved. For the second CIAE, before its opening, we will have around 200 rehearsals in terms of safety, in terms of the timely communication, news release, the hospitality, accommodation, all will be included in a rehearsal range. Right now, I tell that it's coming to the counting down period. We talk about we want to make the second CIE should be a better one that also showcase that China also sent out this invitation to the whole world. Welcome all the guests around the world here for the second CIE. Also see her gestures that show her confidence. I believe after she saw all the changes here in the venues, I believe she has every reason to believe the second CIE will be a better one. So we talk about to welcome all the guests around the world just within 81 days. We will welcome the second CIE. Today with our 1 hour program, we now just focus on the achievements already made by Shanghai, but we talk about actually right now Shanghai with its new standing point because right now Shanghai shoulder more responsibilities and should be more innovative. This is Shanghai. Shanghai burns and located itself at the S2 area of the Yangtze River and also the birthplace of the CPC. Always stay true to the aspiration of CPC. We look up at the 70 years. Everything seems changed. Look at people from day-to-day life. People become much richer, and the city also develop in a higher quality, higher level. But also something not change because people always have their dream to a better life and facing new different challenges. Our CPC also forged ahead. Their determination never changed. It pursued the dream for the people, for better life for the people, and also pursue for a Chinese rejuvenation. All these changes will create a better life, a great future. Thank you for tuning in with CGTN New Media. We have a series of live shows will take you to different parts of China in honor of the 70th anniversary of the founding of PRC. Thank you for watching.